So last video, I had a video titled "Nobody's coming to save you," but that's good. And I had somebody comment on one of the shorts saying, "No, basically, we're social creatures. We're supposed to be here to help each other and engage with one another," which I completely understand. And that's like the obvious part. You know what I mean? That's what everybody does on a regular basis. But what I'm saying is, you don't want to get too reliant on people because, especially as a man, the world doesn't care about how nice of a person you are. The world doesn't care about your feelings. The world doesn't care how you contribute to it. If you're out here just waiting for somebody to help you live the life you want, help you get your dream body, whatever the case may be, then you'll be waiting out here for a long time because it's a select few amount of people out here will take away their time to invest in somebody else's life, especially when there's no benefit. So the world is already too reliant. You know what I mean? The world, how can I say this? How much more comfort do we want? you know, the world is already at a state to where we barely do anything. We go to work and we do the basic necessities to survive and live, but we don't make like grow our own food. We don't do our own taxes if you got a job or things of that nature. No. So, and you see what that's got you. Now, if something happened to the government right now, because it is possible because the government is just a business, how would you survive? You know what I mean? Do you know certain techniques on how to grow food and grow seeds and regrow it over and over? So if something did happen, or are you just so reliant on the government and other people that you don't care and don't take that into consideration? And obviously, you don't want something catastrophic to happen, but just the capability of knowing how to do something, just obtaining that knowledge of how to do something, just it's a win in my book. Because a lot of things you don't have to do in this life, but for the people who strive to be something that's not the average person, strive for something greater, know there's a deeper meaning to life. That's the win in life. Discovering something deeper, not just doing all the basic surface things, all the basic surface things that we were taught to do. Go to job, go to school, work, make money, and retire when you're 65. You know, and the government isn't going to tell you that. You know what I mean? The world isn't going to tell you that. The world isn't going to tell you what you should be doing or what you could be doing. The world is going to tell you what it wants you to do because it wants you to fall in line. And if you're like me, I don't think we were put here just to fall in line. You know, I think we are here to stand out. I think we all have our own individual gifts and talents, and we all are creative to a certain ability. But this program that we're put in, the system that we're put in, kind of locks us all in the box, And even if we do think about doing something outside the norm, we either feel too embarrassed to start it because we don't want to fail and look like the idiots, or we're so, you can kind of say, institutionalized in the way we've been growing up that it's hard to like switch over and have a new mindset. You know what I mean? Just have new habits because the old identity is so attached to the other things, and we're trying to play it safe and comfortable. You know what I mean? So I get being around people is cool, and I'm not saying you just be alone for your whole life, but I'm just saying get used to your power because obviously there are strength in numbers. You know what I mean? The more people you're with, the more minds together, basically. But all those numbers are number one. You know what I mean? Imagine there's a group of people, and yeah, we all bring something different to the table, but we're all just as powerful as the next person. So my whole aspect of what I was saying was I want and I would like people to discover their power, you know what I mean? And not just put in the shell that the world teaches you to be in since an infant. And I have a quick story too, because there was one time we was my grandmother, she had a birthday, and two of my aunts was there, and they were talking about getting into the gym. You know what I mean? They want to lose weight, they want to get into the gym. So which means they wasn't in the gym. And I'm not trying to get on anybody or anything, but they wasn't in the best shape. So one of my aunts was like, "Yeah, we should go together. Like, yeah, we got to go together." And my other aunt was like, "Yeah, I need a gym partner. I definitely do need a gym partner." So me being who I am, obviously having a gym partner would be nice and wouldn't be a bad thing, but you have to want to go for yourself. And I basically told him was, no, don't get a gym partner. Like, go by yourself. Not saying literally just don't go with anybody, but I'm trying to say get used to going by yourself, because I understand that if you get used to going to the gym with a gym partner, that one moment that gym partner calls out sick or say they can't make it, what do you think you're more likely to do? You built a habit on going to the gym with somebody else, and you're feeling comfortable with that person by your side. So the first moment or any moment that they're not there, you're going to be more inclined to not go to the gym and skip it, just like how they are, due to whatever is going on in their lives. So that's basically what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we want to be around people. Obviously we love people's company because we all bring something to the table that we either admire in somebody else, um, or just want to be around because it makes us feel good, you know? But get used to having your own power, because the moment those people are not there in your life, whether it's because of something like death or just because people just go their own paths, are you going to operate the same? Are you going to be who you are no matter who you're around? That's what I'm trying to get into. And those people who you love and care about the most, they'll do their best they can for you, but we all have our own lives to live. We all have our own lens. You know what I mean? If you're ever in need, they'll try to help you the best way they can, but they can't save you. You got to want it for yourself. Somebody who wants to go to the gym with a gym partner, yeah, it's cool being around people, but you have to want it for yourself. And when you show yourself that you can go by yourself, you going with a gym partner is the icing on the cake. Same thing in life. When you get used to being by yourself and saving yourself and just understanding how to be more independent, when you get around other people, it's gonna be a piece of cake. They're gonna make your lives easier because you already know how to do everything, or for the most part, the things you need to know how to do. So when they can add on to that, and basically you could delegate a task, or they can kind of fill a need in for that moment when you're with them, that makes your life easier. You know, so that's all I was saying. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming to save you, but that is fine, because if nobody's coming to save you, that gives you plenty of time and space and room just to understand your true power and understand who you are.